Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks State of Our World on Friday, June 25th, 2021. So what is it? Good, bad, or indifferent, coronavirus is still out there, reigning supreme. Same old story. What are some of the headlines? Well, unfortunately, the Biden administration is going to back permits for the Enbridge Line 3 tar sands pipeline. The Biden administration is backing the Trump admin's approval of the Enbridge Line 3 pipeline. Justice Department argued in a legal filing that an Army Corps of Engineers permitting process followed its legal obligations to consider the pipeline's environmental impacts. If completed, Line 3 would carry more than 750,000 barrels of Canadian tar sands oil a day across indigenous land and fragile ecosystems. A indigenous activist, Winona LaDuke, responded saying, "This is a racist pipeline project forced down the throats of our people, an ecological time bomb, and a giveaway to a Canadian multinational oil interest. If the president is genuine in his pledge to take climate justice and tribal rights seriously, his admin must stop defending the Trump admin's decision and undertake a genuine analysis of Line 3's environmental and human impacts." Now, protests and direct actions against Line 3 continue in northern Minnesota. This week, water protesters locked themselves to a horizontal drill, and Enbridge is using to bore under the Straight River. One water protector barricaded themselves inside the drill operating vehicle. You betrayed us, President Biden. Not supposed to have the tar sands, the dirtiest of oils. Okay, now, also, moving on, climate crisis pushes 1 million people in Madagascar to the edge of starvation. The UN's World Food Program warns the climate crisis has pushed over 1 million people to the very edge of starvation as the country has seen a series of severe droughts. The World Food Program noted that Madagascar had not contributed to the global climate disaster, yet is suffering some of its most devastating effects. How horrible. There's an almost complete lack of water in Madagascar. And we continue. Now we're going to have tar sands approved. That's great. Where we're killing people and we're enriching the oil companies. Unfortunately, this is really a bad situation. Now, in Canada, 751 unmarked graves are found at a former residential school for Indigenous children in Saskatchewan, in Canada. It's a Catholic school. And near the site of the now demolished Indian residential school. Unfortunately, the graves were found just weeks after the bodies of 215 Indigenous children on the grounds of another residential school in British Columbia. Some 150,000 Indigenous children attended Canadian government-funded boarding schools, which were established in the 19th century and run by the Catholic Church. Many children were ripped from their families and sent to the schools, which were found to be rife with abuse and neglect. Canada's 2015 Truth and Reconciliation Commission said the schools were committing cultural genocide. Public pressure is now mounting to hold the Catholic Church accountable for its atrocities and to remove monuments to Canadian leaders involved in the genocide of First Nations people. I totally agree. Catholic Church, I don't know. It's supposed to be pro-life. You weren't pro-life in these schools for Indian children. Very, very sad. All right. But that's the way it is, huh? Now, the United States is banning solar panel parts produced in a part of China by forced labor. The U.S. is banning these because they're manufactured in a part of China, which the U.S. says is made by forced labor of the Muslim Uyghur minority. The U.S. added, 5 companies to its import and export blacklist over the human rights concerns. China is the largest global provider of parts for solar power. Cotton and tomato products from part of China are also prohibited following bans issued during the Trump administration. Okay, well, evidently, there's a problem with human rights in China against the Uyghurs, who are Muslims. Okay, hopefully that'll get, at least we did the right thing in banning them, but allowing tar sands oil from Canada. Now, New York, a court suspended Rudy Giuliani's law license over the 2020 election lies, and the court found there is uncontroverted evidence that Giuliani communicated demonstrably false and misleading statements to courts, lawmakers, and the public at large in his capacity as lawyer for Trump, former President Trump, the orange-headed monster, and the Trump campaign. Giuliani railed against the court's ruling on Thursday, and he said, "I might as well be in Iran or East Germany before the change. This is one-sided decision." Well, you're a one-sided kind of person. You're an idiot, Giuliani. I'm glad they got you. Hope they put you in jail. Now, the pandemic is exacerbating vulnerability of children in conflict. Yes, the UN warns that the pandemic has increased the vulnerability of children in conflict zones who are at heightened risk of abduction, recruitment to fight, and sexual violence. In 2020, at least 8,400 children were killed or harmed in wars. Save the Children, said the UN report, left out many perpetrators of grave violations against children, including Ethiopia, Israel, and the U.S.-backed Saudi-led coalition waging war on Yemen, which killed 200 children last year. Isn't that wonderful? These wars, these conflicts. We need real peace and we need real human rights, and I hope we get it. Okay, now, the West Bank protesters condemned Palestinian Authority after the death of prominent critic Nizar Banat. He was arrested and beaten by Palestinian Authority forces. He was an outspoken critic of the Palestinian Authority and its president, Mahmoud Abbas. Isn't that nice? So Israel is exporting its bad treatment of Palestinians to the Palestinian authorities. They're supposed to be fighting for the Palestinians. I don't know. Now, the White House is to crack down on illegal gun deals and increase police funding. Illegal gun dealers are a problem. But just the whole idea of the Second Amendment that everybody can have a gun, I don't know, who needs a gun? That is weird. People didn't have guns, they can't shoot anybody. Oh, someone has a gun, they feel brave, but they didn't have a gun, they wouldn't be brave, and they wouldn't attack anyone. Guns are the problem. And the people who use them have to ban the guns. Okay, now, so that's good. Now, what else is going on? A lot of things going on. Crisis in Ethiopia escalates amid war, famine, and elections. We need a political solution. Will we get one? The Afghan president, Ghani, visits the White House as his government nears collapse because the Taliban is getting more and more territory. So, very bad situation. I think we should stay in Afghanistan to help the people, but we're not doing that. Okay, now, that's a lot of news. And how about a little song? Yesterday I sang a new song I wrote called Dark Blue Sky White Clouds. So today I'd like to sing another song that someone else wrote, part of Silver Threads and Golden Needles. I don't want your lonely mansion with a tear in every room. All I want's the love you promised beneath the haloed moon. But you think I should be happy with your money and your name, and hide myself in sorrow while you play your cheatin' game. Silver threads and golden needles cannot mend this heart of mine, and I dare not drown my sorrows in the warm glow of your wine. You can't buy my love with money, for I never was that kind. Silver threads and golden needles cannot mend this heart of mine. Okay, that's a nice song. Hope you liked it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in this evening of Friday, June 25th, 2021, for another meeting of Caroline Speaks, State of Her World. I hope you join us again tomorrow evening. In the meantime, take care of yourself and each other. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Only go when you have to. And when the vaccine is available for you and safe for you to take it, I would take it. I had mine on May 27th, and I'm doing fine. I had sore arms, not just one arm, both arms, and tired. But I'm fine now, though that was over 2 weeks ago. And remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. See you tonight, I hope. See you tomorrow, I hope. Good night, all. Stay safe.